Assisted listening devices are available for the hearing impaired. I'd ask everybody to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll ask for a moment of silent reflection. In doing so, please keep in mind all our U.S. military and all U.S. citizens that are over in Afghanistan. Thank you very much. We're going to start the meeting with a public hearing for the Ridge Road Solar Array. Thompson, do you want to read that? Notice. If you don't have it, I can read it.
Yeah, I'm unprepared.
I'll read it. Notice of public hearing, Town of Lewiston Town Board. Please take notice that a public hearing will be held by the Town of Lewiston Town Board, Niagara County, New York, on the 23rd day of August, 2021, commencing at 6 p.m. at the Town Hall, 1375 Ridge Road, Lewiston, New York, to hear and consider the following property and property owner applicant. Owner applicant Kevin and Udritz Thompson, Janelle, 2645 Ridge Road, Ransomville, tax map number 76.00-2-12.1, Niagara County, New York. To consider application for a special use permit and site plan review for a ground-mounted utility-grade solar energy system on said premises. All interested parties will be heard by the Town of Lewiston Town Board in the said public hearing. A full copy of the application is available for review at the Town of Lewiston Building Inspector's Office during normal business hours. In order of the Town of Lewiston Town Board. Pardon?
What was the date you said?
Today. Yeah, today we're having it. So I have two people that signed up, but they didn't put down if they were for the public hearing or for the regular town board meeting. Mary Ellen?
Yes.
Are you for the regular town board meeting or for the solar farm?
Not from solar farm.
Okay. Tom, regular town board meeting?
Yeah.
Okay. I have nobody that signed up for the, I'm going to give you the opportunity. That's what I'm saying. Nobody signed up. So if anybody would like to speak in regards to the solar array, go ahead and step up. Can you come up to the microphone?
I don't really need to go up to the microphone, but I'm just opposed to it.
Well, but we want to hear, everybody here wants to hear you. I mean, that's why.
You've never done anything wrong.
Yeah, that's fine. And when we got up here, we never did either. So just state your name,
Under it says Dylan,
Dylan, and your address.
2677 Ridge.
Okay. And go ahead.
We're opposed with developing the solar farm. Yeah.
She doesn't know.
When I bought that house 35 years ago, it's changed and improved and stuff some, and that's what we want, and we've kept the lot stuff the same. We don't care to have any development things coming up around us. We have 2.1 acres, and that's how we would like to have it set.
She doesn't really understand much about what's going to happen. She just knows that her property's getting bought up to this.
Okay.
Thompson totally supports us on all three sides other than the road. So she got a zoning letter, I believe,
Yep.
because
Right.
now is it just his property getting zoned commercial, or is it people that live on that road?
No. The letter, if you're talking about the letter I sent out, I had sent out for interest of anybody in that area about rezoning it to rural business, which has nothing to do with this solar farm. I'd say 90% of the people that responded weren't interested in rezoning a business, so it kind of went away. So that was just for me to see if there was any interest. So I explained that, the reason why I was looking into it, because Ridge Road and Ransomville Road is already zoned rural business. Cambria, on the other side of town line, is zoned business, and it just seemed kind of normal to connect it to rural business. But those letters, like I said, 90% of the people that responded were against it, so it kind of went away. We didn't even discuss it here because I was just putting feelers out to see if that was something anybody would be interested out there. Because I think we have 4 special use permits already, right, Tim? So there's already special use permits out there for business. We had another guy that was filing an Article 78 against the town because he was operating a tree farm there. And so it was kind of like, you know, that's where the letter came from. And that was from me.
So she just wants to let the town know that she's against the storefront, but not against the property.
Okay,
So that's all she's here to say, yes.
Right.
okay.
Is that part of the reason why that restaurant closed up? Or you don't know about that?
The one in Cambria?
Well, the restaurant is about 3 or 4 doors down from my house. But they put a fence all around it, but
Okay, is that the one just on the other side of town line?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay, that's all right.
Okay, thank you very much, thank you. Is there anybody else here that would like to speak? Okay, come on up. Yep, do me a favor, can you just give me your last name and your address?
Andy on 2642 Bridge.
Go ahead.
Okay, I too have been there 35 years. What I thought was a rural community, it's become a big business now. The trucks are bad enough, now we got the clay mining, now you want to put a solar farm in? No. I live across the street from there, I've got enough trucks and things going by. You just can't sit out and enjoy your property. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Anything? No, behind you. Would you like to speak?
I'm the developer.
Yeah, oh, I know. That's why I meant, because you're up there right away.
Yeah, no, I didn't know if I should be up there, if I should wait for them.
Yeah.
I would just like to quickly respond to the residents that spoke up. Hi guys, I'm the developer for the project. There was actually a lot of thought that went into the development of this solar project before we had really come to the planning board due to a lot of issues on the road. So one of the things we did at the beginning of the project, we changed the road coming off the Moore Road and now it's the Bridge Road. It's kind of smack in the middle of Thompson's property whenever you come in. So it's not really, I wouldn't say, it's not really that close to any of the homes along the road right there. And then furthermore, most importantly, the project is actually pushed back into like the center of the property. So there's a lot of existing tree lines that surround the project. And we actually did a visual assessment study that was turned into the planning board. And pretty much from all the angles, you cannot see the project because of the tree lines surrounding the project. So it's really pushed deep into that tree line area so that the homes won't have any visual impact in the area.
What happens after you put them in there and then they decide to grow it, you cut all those trees out, push it closer to the road?
That's a good question. So we're not growing the solar farm. It's at 5 megawatts. That's the capacity that we have interconnection agreement with National Grid for. And
Does that agreement also go to the town to say that you will not seek to expand that project from where it is now?
we're not expanding the project.
Or is there an agreement in place that it says you won't? A lot of times people will say, we're not going to do that. But the second that they get what they want, then they just go, wow, you could make another 30 grand if we just cut all this out over here. We'll still leave 6 trees, but now all of a sudden we can see 3. That's how it sounds.
Yeah, I'd have to go through another application. Yes. I think you had another point that I was. Oh, the tree lines. Yeah. So we're not going to cut down any of those trees. The tree lines that we're going to cut down were already submitted to the planning board, and it's not going to create like a visual impact to the surrounding area. Outside of that small area of tree lines that we're cutting down, we're having a lease on the rest of the tree lines, and they will have a lease with the landowner. It says that we will not cut down or destroy any of those trees. and it will
So from no vantage point to the other side.
pretty much.
And the landowner is not,
Yes, correct.
so that's who you have to grant.
Yeah, well, we don't have it with them yet, it'll be a condition of the special use. If the board allows that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. There'll be no action taken on the solar farm tonight, so just to let you know. So, moving on to the agenda approval.
Excuse me. Did
Yeah.
I miss the public hearing?
Nope, you didn't. I didn't forget about you.
Okay.
Well, you're looking for just resident statements.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Agenda approval. Jason, I know you had something to add to the
Yep.
liaison report.
Proposal of small cell telecommunications facilities law, and proposal for a hearing on that.
Anybody else have anything to add to the agenda? No? Motion to approve the agenda?
Move to approve the agenda as amended.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, now we move on to resident statements. So Mary Ellen? How are you?
Hello, hi, I'm Mary Ellen Helm. I live at 4840 East Eddy Drive. I'm also here with another cohort, Carrie Tempest, who lives on Oxbow. I'm going to give you a write-out of what I'm going to talk about, but the school teacher in me says I'll give you the overview, and then you can look at this.
Is that appropriate, Bill?
Is that appropriate? Former school teacher, okay. I want to give you a little background on why I'm presenting tonight. I moved to Lewiston in 2011, looking for a home, and I loved the area, and I liked the tennis courts, I liked Kiwanis Park, I liked what was happening here, and we moved here in 2011. I lived in Elmira, New York, and I was a high school tennis coach for boys and girls. I coordinated summer parks programs for the town of Elmira, and I worked with the United States Tennis Association as a grow and develop the sport. I want to tell the board and also all the town officials, we appreciate the rehabilitation of the tennis and pickleball courts at Kiwanis Park. We realize in the future, the current cosmetic fix will require extensive structural work for court longevity. A good rule of thumb is that tennis court surfaces require resurfacing every 4 to 8 years. You can extend the time between resurfacing if the tennis court was well constructed. The town of Lewiston has put in a great deal of time and money at these courts. We would like to preserve the work that has been completed for 2021. What maintenance and why? The maintenance procedures are designed to ensure the following: that the playing surface is clean, that free drainage of surface water is maintained throughout the life of the court looks attractive, well cared for, and has a reasonable lifespan. Based on that, and I'm giving some of this based on working with different tennis courts over the years, the following are 4 recommendations for the time and money that has already been put into those courts. I've already played on them. I'm a tennis player and a pickleball player, racquetball player, and Terry is also with pickleball, and we have a nice group. I'm trying to speak for all ages. When I'm out there, sometimes people are saying, "What are you doing?" So come on over, I'll teach you. We're getting use of the court, and I'm happy with that. Concerns I have and these are recommendations to preserve the time and money you put in. 1, tree limbs overhang the pickleball court and they cause mold and court deterioration. Players have slipped on the court as a result of the slime left from the foliage. Water dripping and leaves falling from the branches cause slippery and discolored patches, encouraging the growth of algae and moss. This has previously eroded the court surface. If you've seen it prior to when they cleaned it, you would know the court closest to the playground was slippery and black. For all these reasons, overhanging branches should be pruned well back. Second, at least once a year, the court surface will benefit from a vigorous wash. This not only has the effect of keeping the surface clean, but is essential to maintain a good foothold. You can consult the installer or a firm that specializes in cleaning tennis courts. Third, weeding is essential around the perimeter. Weeds can invade and disintegrate the court surface and its integrity. Last, courts and nets take a serious hit when winter rolls around with bitter temperatures, snow, and ice. If during the winter the court is not to be used, nets should be removed and stored, ensuring that they are first carefully dried. Most of the time, those nets have been left out. They crack from the cold. If you got money to replace them every so often, but they can be saved if they're taken care of. If you plan on playing as long as possible and want to skip this step, the nets should be lowered so they're not under pressure, tension, which deteriorates the net. Raising them for a game on a warm day would be possible, but then you have to rely on who's ever playing there to do that. Slackening the nets reduces strain on the equipment. Low temperatures at night cause the cable to contract and be stressed further. We appreciate using those courts. I'm happy to see people back out in Kiwanis Park. And if anybody wants to learn pickleball or tennis, come on over. Happy to do it. I will give you a copy of this, and I'm representing all different ages.
Bring it right up. Here, you can give it to me. I'll pass it on.
Sure, I'll just take one for me. Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm glad you appreciate it. Dave, I got one for you.
Just one thing to say.
Yes.
Just a thought here. When they constructed the basketball court,
Yeah.
there was quite a bit of damage done to the blacktop pathway and the parking lot and the entrance to Kiwanis and that. And I understand that it's supposed to be repaired. But just a note, some of those holes there are pretty big, and I ride my bike down there every day. And if somebody did get caught in one of those holes with their tire or something, you could have a lawsuit against you. So I don't know what the timetable is to.
I'll close
Hey.
it tomorrow.
You're what?
I'll close it tomorrow. I'll block it out.
The
So you don't
path.
have to-
Okay,
Hey,
it's
See,
just.
it's gonna be milled, it's gonna be milled and paved this
Right,
year.
right. I just didn't know what the timetable was, and there's a lot of, kids and older people that ride their bikes down that path and everything, and I would just hate to see, somebody bring a lawsuit against the town for no reason.
I'll have a block there.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I took the barricade. Barricades were taken down because of complaints. People wanted to use the path, even though it was changed. So we took them down off the path.
What was your goal? I know we had talked about it previously. What was your goal to get it paved, milled and paved?
I have people coming in to do the back two parking lots first, so I'm on their time frame right now.
Okay.
Because of the delays with the weather, stuff like that, and I'm kind of handcuffed. As soon as they get them two back parking lots done, then we'll move in to the front parking lot and the path.
Okay.
We had barricades up there with the closed, because it's sprayed. Complaints were going on from that, block it off because of the rough construction of that. So barricaded, we got complaints, we just moved all the barricades.
Okay, thanks.
I'll block it off again.
Thank you very much. Tom Smith.
Thomas Smith, 630 Cuga Street, Lewiston, New York. I've been here multiple times over the last, I don't know how many months, about a year and a half. Last time I was here, Frank said to you all, if you know where I'm at, you can call me. Like you haven't talked to him at all about the stuff that I've been telling you. You did a police commission, didn't even talk about any, even though I handed in paperwork to plenty of people. Now, we were tracking down to find out if Dave Sheriff was lying or if Chief was lying. Well, Dave Sheriff told me personally that he never made any statements about me to anybody, ever. But Frank, in his federal court deposition, says that he's got a sworn statement from Dave Sheriff saying that If the Lewiston police follow me, I'm going home and to be on my roof with my rifle. That's pretty disturbing stuff. No wonder why cops want to shoot me when they pull in front of my driveway. Now, how about we don't honor them with a moment of silence, but how about we honor all the sacrifice that was made in Afghanistan, as crazy it is there. The Constitution still exists here, and that's what they were all fighting for. So instead of having a moment of silence, why don't you hold somebody accountable who's violated that oath over and over again? He's supposed to be the chief of police. He's supposed to be leading young people. And what is he doing? He's committing perjury. I can prove it right there. I've got the audio of him at a gas station where he testifies in court that I tried to fight him. Never happened. It was a lie. We got a chief of police who commits perjury over and over again. You can't believe anything that he says going forward. Now, is anybody going to contact me, or is everyone going to be silent about this and act like it doesn't exist? Because you know what? Dave Sheriff's not too happy that he used his name in this whole entire thing. I knew he didn't have a sworn statement because he would have produced it in discovery. It was a lie to set me up. Just like his buddy, Terry Rutland, who they had said that I threatened his family with a gun at a gas station.
Okay, Tom.
If I didn't have that video, I'd be in jail.
Tom, stay on topic.
Look at that.
Stay,
That
no,
video-
you
that
don't,
video
yeah.
exists and it's here.
Stay on topic.
You can watch it
I
anytime
mean,
you'd like.
yeah.
Yes.
Stay on topic. Okay, look at us.
Yes.
Okay, so,
Well, that's where we're at. We can either make this community better, support our police. How are we going to support our police? By holding those accountable who lie under oath. That's the most sacred of all of your duties. To tell the truth.
Tom, I'll tell you this. If we have a court of law that says that our chief of police committed perjury, then we will address it.
Okay.
Okay? If we have a court of law,
Now,
that
that
charges
just means
our
if he
chief-
doesn't charge him, then you don't do anything. But even though it's all on paper, and it's all right there,
if a court of law says our chief of police committed perjury, we'll address it.
well, everybody on Facebook can see it. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows about the big cover-up that's been going on down here. They all know about it.
Facebook doesn't, you know, I mean, it's got to be a court of law. If any of our police officers has committed perjury and is charged with perjury in a court of law, it'll be addressed by this town board. I guarantee it to you.
Okay.
Okay?
And
guarantee
I will
it
be
to you.
taking these complaints then to the state attorney general. I'll be sending them off to the FBI. And you know what? The statute of limitations on all that, Frank, doesn't start until the end of our litigation. And I'm
Okay.
certainly not taking any settlements.
Okay, thanks, Tom.
This is the Bill of Rights matter. Does it matter to anybody here? We know it doesn't matter to the chief.
Okay, Tom, thank you. Thanks. You want to get Jackie? You want to get Jackie?
Sure.
Just give us a minute.
Can I read a letter from Mrs. Warren to the board?
Sure.
Dear Board, I want to thank your staff for adding 2 nice additions to the town park. A bike rack and a portable bathroom with outside washing station. Mrs. Warren, also known as Mrs. Sanborn.
Okay.
It
thank
seems like more and more young people are using the park, Sanborn Park.
Thank
She
you.
wanted that read into the record.
Okay, thank you.
Kind of miss her. I do. She was a fixture here for a while.
Oh, yeah, for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, resident statements are over. Department head statements. We'll start with Chief Previn. Nothing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Tim Masters?
Just a reminder about the calling for the public hearing.
Yeah, so we need to schedule a public hearing for the, what is it called? I'm going to say the Route 31 Saunders Settlement Solar Farm.
Well, we call it the Caldwell one.
Caldwell?
Yeah. I don't think there's an official name on it. but it's-
Caldwell Solar Farm on Route 31. So let's schedule that right now for our next board meeting, which is a work session on the 13th, I believe. Yep, you're right. on September 13th at 6 PM. We don't need a motion. We don't need a motion for that, do we? We do? Okay. So we
I'll make
a
that motion.
We have a motion, we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second for September 13th at 6 PM. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks, Tim. Anything else? No? Carol?
I have nothing. I have nothing.
So we'll go around the room. Deputy Supervisor Conrad, anything? No. Jackie, you're on the agenda. Dan Zano, anything?
Yes, the water department would like to purchase a international dump truck to replace our old rounded out one. I spoke with Jackie, I thought I spoke with you, I have the money in my budget. $14,500 to use one, we don't need a new one.
Okay.
It's gonna be our second truck.
Okay. Jackie, you already talked to Dan about that?
Yep, we're all set.
Okay.
It's on your board packets that you received earlier.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's with the transfer.
Okay, the transfers.
The last one on the transfer that I'll ask for approval for.
Yeah, where are you buying it from?
The company's called American Paving.
And it's a used truck?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So, out of curiosity, with a used vehicle like that,
Well, let me answer that. To be honest with you, I think we've always gone under state bid or kind of put something out for spec. If I can have, is this an emergency purchase?
well, what we can do is we can approve it with the attorney.
Subject to attorney approval, thank you.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'd be happy to look into it. I'm sure there's a simple answer to it, I just want to get the wrong.
Right.
simple
I know we, as a town, we've purchased and passed things off on like Auctions International, but that was before I came on board. So,
I just can't justify spending $80,000
right,
It just doesn't make sense for us.
I agree.
right. So,
I mean, it's obviously going to be cheaper than a state bid. Vehicle
right,
is going to be
right.
buying new.
And it's not like you can get 3 bids on the same exact truck.
That's
right.
So,
That's right.
okay, so can I get a motion with attorney approval to purchase a truck for an international dump? What year is it?
1999.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
So with the motion and a second, any more questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So. That's it?
That's it.
Anything on the water project? I know, is everything done except for Town Line Road?
Yep, and I have all the complaints are taken care of as best that I know.
Okay.
Well, I haven't spoken with you yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about him.
I guess it's all right.
Jeff Ritter?
Nothing at this time.
Dave Britton, anything? GHD? Nothing. Melinda?
Yes, I thought I would give kind of a rundown on what we've been doing at the center. From January to the end of July, we had 915 seniors come in and play bingo. We had 572 come to our yoga class, 1,325 attend Silver Sneakers, 423 come to resistance band exercise, and 151 quilters, crafters, and knitters come into the center. I thought that would be like a positive feel-good kind of thing to talk about today. Our van for the month of July provided medical transportation to 23 residents, transported 72 seniors to the lunch program. So just kind of a rundown. Right.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I know we're looking into, we have some issues down there with the boiler at the senior center, and we're looking into options for that as well. We fixed, what have we fixed? We fixed doors, we fixed windows, we fixed shed, yep. Yeah, new shed, and fixed the other shed, and
Parking lot will be air conditioning.
yeah, the air conditioning. And then also we solved the problem of the equipment in the furnace room. So we've done a lot at the senior center, we really have.
We moved away from the boil, or the fire suppression and the sprinkler system, which was a big, it's encroaching that, but that was a big deal.
And I believe Dave Train is going to do half the parking lot this year and then the other half next year. So, yeah, so good.
Good things now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish you stopped on to see it.
Speaking of Dave Train, anything?
Which part?
We're talking about the senior center parking lot. We didn't throw you under the bus.
Senior Center parking lot,
No, we already
Still?
addressed it.
Okay, good. So it's done, it's over?
No, Melinda's.
I'm still at Kiwanis. I got
So-
sidetracked to
so-
Kiwanis.
So Dave Train, we're under department head issues. You got anything?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Jackie, did we address any of that, or should I address it now?
Not at all.
Okay, I need some money transferred. All right. I share equipment. So I'm gonna share it between the parks and the highway. So I'd like to have 100,000 moved from the B fund, from the parks, and $88,506 moved from the DBO fund to purchase a tractor and a boom mower with another mower in the back of it. Right now, we don't have any, we're trying, our equipment's outdated with the boom mower, so we can't even get valve bodies. Right now, we're having something fabricated, and hopefully, within the next month or two, we'll have it up and running. But we run in the constant, that's why behind any of the guardrails or anything that's needed, a boom mower, anything that has slopes to it or anything, we haven't been able to address.
Yeah.
I mean, there's issues throughout the whole town with it. So the parks will be using it at our new park, in the green space and stuff like that. The highway will be using it behind our shop in our area, but along roadsides and stuff like that too. So no use in buying duplicate equipment. I spoke with Jackie, we had money available, and if we both put it in, we'll just share the equipment. That's what we've been doing, and it's worked out pretty well so far this year.
Anything to add, Jackie?
Only that if you approve that purchase, would you also approve the budget revision to move that funding into an equipment line to cover the purchase?
Okay. Can I get a motion?
Do you want to do that now or with all the transfers?
Is it in there?
No, I didn't with
No.
her.
No, no. So you want to make that motion?
So move. Second.
Any questions for Dave? Any questions for Jackie?
Are we including the transfer,
The truck and
the
the
purchase
transfer
and the
fund.
transfer?
Yeah. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
So,
Okay.
I got one question.
Thank you.
Chris, talk to you about the stuff we'll both run on.
I heard him talking to Rob about it. I think Rob knows more about it.
Are you gonna present that?
Yeah.
Talking
Yeah.
about that? Okay. So, I don't need that. I believe that's it.
Dave,
Thanks.
Yes.
please extend our appreciation to your whole crew for all what they've done with the roads. They look fantastic.
Thank you.
Especially in this heat.
Fletcher Road is just, so long in coming. I'm glad it's done.
And even Model City's done now.
Yes.
Or almost, 90% done.
Good.
Yeah, what did I miss about the senior center park lot?
Nothing. You missed nothing.
You
gonna sleep tonight.
Yeah. Good talking about it.
Okay. So that'll take care of department head statements. Approval of the meeting minutes for,
No. Did you hear anything from Mike Deschner?
no.
Just a little review, the summer programs at the parks is finished, the 8 weeks is up, and it seems it's ending early, but so many of the workers are preparing to go back to college, they're not available, so that's done. The fishing derby has been successful, and we appreciate that, and they've been doing the Nerf ball competition out at the parks, which has been a lot of excitement.
Yes.
I'm sorry that Mike's not here to take that accolade.
Yeah, thank you. Approval of the meeting minutes for July 26, 2021.
Move for approval as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Audit payment, Councilman Geiger.
I move to approve the regular abstract of claims number 21-01957 and 21-02086, and recommend payment of the amount of $224,846.26, plus the post audit of $68,971.06. That is the first part of August. Second part, I move for approval of the regular abstract of claims number 21-02087 and 21-02226. I think I got it. And recommend the payment of the amount of $665,617.25, plus the post audit of $8,619.38, and that is a motion.
Second. motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Pending old business, we have nothing. New business, Niagara University on-premises liquor application for the Gallagher Center second floor. They're putting us on notice that they're obtaining that liquor license.
Just received and filed.
Yeah.
No objection.
For my liaison report, I'm going to go to, actually, I'm going to start because it wasn't under here. We have a letter here from our Deputy Supervisor, Bill Conrad, who's been on our planning board on and off for how many years? A long time. But Bill's got a lot going on in his life, and between kids and work and everything, and he's going to maintain his position as the Deputy Supervisor, but he is going to resign from our planning board. Planning board right now is a big commitment. We got a lot of things going on. So I'm going to read this letter. Dear Supervisor Broderick, I am submitting this letter as my formal resignation as chairman member of the planning board to be effective immediately. I have some deeply personal issues which I must focus on and feel I am too distracted to continue leading this amazing group of professionals as chairman. The members of this planning board are some of the most diligent and dedicated people I have ever had the pleasure to work with. I'm truly grateful for the time and effort they spend preparing for the challenging variety of projects that have come before us as a planning board. And I am most grateful for having the honor of being their chairman. My thanks to the members of the town board for appointing me to the chairman's position over the last few years. This is not a decision I take lightly. However, currently it's the right thing to do. God bless. Respectfully, William Conrad. And Bill, I want to thank you for everything. I'm glad you're able to stay on as deputy supervisor, but hopefully we can find somebody who's as capable and competent to be on the planning board as you were. So thank you very much. Yes.
So moved to accept the letter of resignation from William Conrad, chairman of the planning board and membership of the planning board with regret.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I don't know what you'd have done if we said no. Okay, USDA property access request with the box tree moth. I know that they've come to us before with the cherry issues, so I think we just make a motion to allow them to trap for invasive pests, specifically the box tree moth in the town of Lewiston. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Legal? Anything under legal?
Mr. Supervisor, we talked a little bit through the week about possibly going out to bid for the gazebos in New Park. Is that something you want to address tonight?
Well, we don't have to. It's our Lower River Road Park. We thought the company we were dealing with was on the state bid, and I believe they were for simple structures, but for a custom structure they weren't. So I think what we probably could do is just ask that we continue looking. I mean, we're in no hurry, right? It's probably 5 weeks out before they're going to be able to put the granite curbs in.
And I apologize, it came to me halfway through the
Yeah,
meeting, but
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
bring it up.
So, but yeah, so once the road and the curbing gets in, then obviously our pavilions will go in. So yeah, so I don't think we'll take any motion now. Even if we order a pavilion, it would be November, December before we get it. I don't even think we want to put it in then. So we're still looking for the right pavilions for the Lower River Road Park to put in, and we'll just keep working on that. So.
The only other issue that I wanted to raise was that I'd spoken with Mr. Moriel while we were both on the town board. We've done a significant amount of work on revising the ethics law for the town. We had, the two of us had come up with at the time something that we thought would be a good mix of a number of different laws that we've gone through. We had community support. So I've asked Mr. Moriel if you want to reinvigorate that effort. I have the last version of the law, which I will start to work on with Mr. Moriel's assistance and even present it to the town for passage.
Okay.
Public hearing passage.
Okay, thank you. Engineering.
Mr. Supervisor.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I believe I worked on that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was you, Mr.
Both
I'm
of
so
us.
sorry.
Yeah,
The three of us actually did.
right.
The three of us did. So I will add Mr. Jacoby to the list and we'll do it all together.
Thank you.
I apologize, that was completely a misstep on my part.
Okay.
Did you get that, Terry?
He didn't like right.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, John.
Engineering, Dave, anything?
Yeah, just adding on about the curbing, shop drawing's been approved, so 5 week out, lead time. Set up, we're going to be setting up a pre-construction meeting the day that those curbs arrive. We'll meet on site and with the contractor and start laying it out, so.
Well, one of the problems is Dave's crew has done a spectacular job laying the park out earlier than ever expected. So people have said to me, what's going on with that park down there? What's going on with that park down there? And I'm like, our winter was mild, and Dave got a lot of stuff done over the winter time that would have been done in the spring. So it wouldn't have seemed like such a delay, but I guess it's like municipal work, just the snail's pace. So the bid went out. Mark Cerrone, I think, incorporated that bid. It's going to take about 5 to 6 weeks to get the curbing here and they'll start installing it. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. I think we're all excited about the park.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. Finance, Jackie.
Mr. Supervisor and board members, I have earlier provided to you 6 budget revisions in your board packet, and I ask for approval of those 6 this evening.
I've had a chance to review them with Jackie, and I move for approval of the transfers as presented.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Anything else, Jackie?
Just a quick little FYI on the 2022 budget. Our first tentative budget, I'm hoping to have presented to the board at the town board meeting of 9/27. It's due to the state by 9:30. And we'll be moving along with that. I have put out to all of the departments material, and I gave this Friday as a deadline, and I'm still waiting to hear from you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Councilman Guyman, anything for your liaison report?
Just the bicentennial committee is moving along, and hopefully we have everything in place for next year.
And on that note, the first coin that was distributed has been sold out. So that coin is totally sold out. We sold them at the Arts Festival, and I think there were 40 left, and they sold all 40 of them that day.
Mhm.
So, Mrs. Maggard, do you know when the second coin is going to be introduced?
Yes, the second one is supposed to be here on the 28th of this month.
Okay.
But we are looking, I guess you took about 60 names that wanted the coin. And so we're looking at that too, kind of weighing the odds.
Okay, good, good. It was great. It was funny at the art festival, they asked about it. When they got it in their hands and they saw the weight of the thing, for $10, it was like a no-brainer to buy the coin. So they really are nice. I'm looking forward to the Frontier House. That's the next one. So.
That is the next one,
Yeah,
yes.
awesome. Councilman Jacoby.
The only thing I had was, I think Mrs. Maggard corrected it already, the second Tuesday we're going to for the
Yes.
historic preservation. I'm not sure what date that is.
The 14th.
It is, okay, it's corrected on here?
Yeah, I'll correct it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Yeah, everything else that was on the agenda was tabled, so we're not taking any action on that.
What would be, where would the location
Yeah, oh, that meeting?
Yeah.
I think we're moving back here to the, to the town hall, I believe. Isn't that what we decided?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Okay. Councilman Morial.
Yeah, I have 3 sewer refunds for pool fillings. They were approved already by Mr. Ritter. I'll just read the names and the amounts. Tricler on Mayflower Road, $22.67. Behaven on Sandalwood Drive, $61.42. And Cindric on North Fifth Street, $51.36.
That's the motion, I'll second. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And real quick, Jeff, those were all, you approved all of them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I have a Wolf Run pond planting bid. This is to redo the pond. The growings that are inside the pond are just overtaking it. It's a retention pond. And the winning bid was from Wayside Nursery for a total of $14,360. That would be to install new plants, spread mulch out 3 inches thick, and to clean the pond. I'd like to get a motion to accept Wayside Nursery's bid.
So moved.
A motion and a second. Any questions?
Do we have to, I thought I read someplace that we had to indicate there were only two.
I'm sorry, you're right. There was only 2 bids. It's all we could get. And we got to move on this, and nobody else would bid the project. And the second bid was $28,000. So it's considerably a lot less.
So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that was on.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, Councilman Myers?
Yes, so we've put together and proposed a small cell telecommunications facilities law. About a couple of years ago, there's a FTC mandate for the rollout of 5G, putting some limitations on towns, and we're looking to get something on the books that'll allow us to have some discretion with how things are implemented, and allow us to collect application fees and other maintenance fees to use the right of way, and also give our planning board some leeway over the aesthetics and placement of the telecommunications facilities. So anything else, Al, that you wanted to chime in on?
You're going to be introducing the law today and asking for a public hearing in our next board meeting.
So I'll make a motion for public hearing on the law for next meeting, September 13th.
September 13th, 6 o'clock.
Need a second?
That will be put on the website?
Yes, yeah. You have the law to put, yeah, okay. So, yes, it'll be put on the website. So we have a motion and a second. Any other questions?
Quick question. The day that we approve the law, do we have to have the amounts inserted into it that day?
I don't think that it's necessary that you have it that day. I know that Mr. Masters is familiar with other municipalities that have fee schedules and whatnot already drafted. So I would imagine that once the law is passed, it would be up to the town to then set those fee schedules.
Then we have to set another public hearing to.
No, that's just part of, you would be amending your fee schedules for the new annual.
Yeah.
Well,
The language in the
Because
proposed law is.
The law accommodates for modifications to the fee schedules from time to time as the board sets. So it only require a simple.
Assuming our law is passed in September, we're not going to wait till January to put those amounts in.
I agree.
We have to put them in sooner. So we have to have some recommendations.
We may want to involve Mr. Masters. We were talking about the 5G law and the fee schedule associated with it. Question was, when we pass the law, do we also have to have a fee schedule immediately upon? It's the purview of the town board to make that motion, but it only requires a simple motion and not a public hearing on the
Correct.
fees. But we could just amend our fee schedule to accommodate the new fees, and Mr. Masters could assist the board.
What I would like to see, honestly, is when we approve the law, the fees are included in there.
That was the hiccup we had with the solar.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So even if we have the public hearing on the 13th and don't approve it to the board meeting 2
Yeah.
weeks later, as long as the fees are in there, and then we don't do it again.
I believe there's,
Two under two motions, that's all.
I believe there's maximum fees per the FCC, something, I believe it's like 270, don't quote me, 270 per poll, and like 500 for applications.
These have to be rationally related to the services
Yeah.
provided on these, the public right of way and the facilities therein.
Because that particular information may play into the public hearing. The principals who are going to put the 5Gs up may want to know what the fees are, and they may render an opinion.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn?
We have another spot for residence statements, but I believe all the residents have left. Did you want to say something at the end? I saw you talking with some residents outside. Did you want to say anything more?
No, just everything went well.
Okay.
What's the next step in the process?
Well, It'll be sent, this will go back to us at the next meeting. So we have it's been our philosophy, I guess, or we listen to what people have to say, and then at the next meeting, we'll make our decision whether we allow it or not. Okay?
Okay. So the public hearing is closed though?
Yep, we close the public hearing.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay. Upcoming board commission meetings, zoning board of appeals is September 9th at 6:30 p.m. Town board work session, September 13th at 6 p.m., and that'll include 2 public hearings. Environmental commission, September 14th at 7 p.m. Parks and Rec advisory committee, September 15th at 7 p.m. Planning board, September 16th at 6:30 p.m. And the historic preservation commission, September 14th at 6 p.m. And is for a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. Geez, you did a good job, John.
What?
You made the whole thing?